How are you? Good to see you. Oh, yes. Other people have already joined us. Hi, German. Hi there. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing good? Oh, there's Joan. Hi, Joan. How are you? Good to see you guys. And I wave when you send me the wave emoji. I love it. So, yeah. All right. Thumbs up. Good. Everyone's doing good. It's kind of a gloomy day. This morning, it was rainy, and did you notice it's a little bit colder out? My puppy's a little unhappy with me because it was too wet and cold to go for walkies, so she's in the other room pouting right now. I'm hoping if it warms up a little bit more, I'll take her. But yeah, there's something about when the weather hits as well, and 3 days of yoga, I'm starting to feel it. So, hi Tandy, good to see you. So I'm starting to feel a little bit, so I decided to kind of take a break from my hot yoga class, do more general stretching and breathing, and overall, doing good. Yesterday, I went to go visit my mom. She's 80 years old. And I even called her. I said, do you want me to come over? Because usually we have a family dinner, usually on Thursday nights. And she was like, well, I don't want to take the risk. And because, I've been around students and my boyfriend has a business. So that was interesting to just I brought her food because, I like to bring her something. And I brought her some meat and toilet paper, which apparently is the commodity these days. So I brought her some steaks and toilet paper, and I just left them on the front door and knocked on the door. She did kind of step in the doorway, and I was about 8 feet away, and we had a conversation. And you kind of are reminded about how much we need human connection. I love my mom, and the fact that I couldn't hug her, that I couldn't give her a kiss on the cheek, couldn't touch her hands. She has the softest hands, by the way. She's constantly moisturizing them. And I felt that. I kind of felt that twinge of, yeah, this is serious. And my mom doesn't want to take the chance. So, yeah, that was hard. So, but I also don't want to get her sick. So we're going to wait maybe another week, and then I'll probably go over there. I did ask her if I could film her making homemade tortillas, because she still makes homemade tortillas. And she said, sure. So hopefully we can do a session sometime next week for that. By the way, she's 80, and she has no wrinkles on her face. She has fabulous skincare. And I hope I have inherited that gene. The only thing is that she let her hair go white, and that, I think, is what gave me the bravery to stop dyeing my hair, because she's like, I don't care anymore. When I go in the ground, nobody cares. So, yeah, she's very anti-plastic surgery and Botox and all of that, because she's like, it's just vanity, and she's not afraid. She's like, when I'm gone, I'm gone. So she's very much has that attitude. Hi, Claudia, how are you? Good to see you. All right, we got a few more people. But word has been getting out about the sessions, and I shared with the faculty all the stuff that you guys had asked. Oh, Elizabeth, so good to see you. ¿Cómo estás? Oh, she's a former ALES member. She's an ALES alumni. So it's so good to see you. I see her on social media very often. So, all right, so we're just checking in to see how everyone's feeling. I do feel a little bit more positive. I did do something good. I did make some tutorial videos for faculty on how to actually prepare for online. And, oh, there's Chris. Hi, Chris. And it felt good to know that, some of the faculty struggle with technology as well. And this is like one thing I know that I'm a little bit stronger at, because I do it more often. And so to be able to make videos and to send them out to people, I feel like at least I'm doing something. So, oh, it's so good to see you, Elizabeth. Oh, and Chris, we have to give Chris a shout out. And I meant to have something and I didn't. Chris got accepted into Texas Tech. He got his acceptance letter yesterday. He sent it to me. He's like, is this it? I said, I'm pretty sure you got in. So congratulations, felicidades. I'm so excited that you got in. I don't envy the cold weather over there, but I heard it's a really good school, and we're going to be so sad when you leave us. So hopefully when this virus is done, we can do a celebratory graduation dinner and see you off on your next adventure. Chris does amazing things. He cooks, ladies, and He's just going to take over the world. So, Chris, I'm so proud of you. He was one of my students a few years ago in my history class, and then he joined Alas, and of course, very quiet and shy, but now he has opened up, and I'm just, to see you guys develop and to embrace the next thing for you guys, it makes my heart so happy. So, yes, everyone is so happy for you. And you'll have to report back, and then you will officially be an alumni member, and then you'll have to check back in. And Elizabeth as well, I think we're talking about possibly doing an alumni chapter of Alas, so that we can hear back from you guys and hear how you're doing. And so that'll be one of the things that I'll follow up on. Okay? Alrighty, well, what else? Oh, did anyone get caught in the storm yesterday? Late afternoon, it was like this weird storm that just kind of hit and flew through. I made a Costco run, which now in hindsight I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have. But it wasn't as crowded, and we did practice social distancing. But as we were leaving Costco, this weird storm hit, and I was like, let's wait a minute. And it was like a monsoon. Hi, Alexa, good to see you. It was a monsoon that hit, and oh my gosh, I mean, I thought a tornado was coming at one point. So we all kind of gathered in the door, and a woman next to me who was in perfect health basically had a panic attack and was kind of collapsed on the floor, almost in a fetal position. And she looked about a woman in her 30s, wearing her yoga outfit, looked in perfect health. But I realized that I think with everything going on with the coronavirus, just one more thing on top of that probably was too much. So, but people were so kind. They went and got her water. They made sure she was okay. We gave her some room to breathe. But I could certainly feel her tension, and it's just like any other little thing in addition, and you're just like, you're so full up with tension and stress. So, good to see you, Tandy. I hope you're doing good as well. Thank God, Joan, you were home. But yeah, so we waited, and then finally it passed, and we were able to make it home. By the way, if you go to the store or if you go to Costco, they have a whiteboard out there, and they have a list of all the things they're out of. Because I'm sure they're tired of answering that question. So top of the list, toilet paper, no paper towels, no baby wipes. So yeah, that's why I said it's definitely worth going early in the morning, first thing. But I did hear they are going to allow an hour just for senior citizens, people over 65, to go. So if you know someone that is in that age range and they need to get supplies, tell them to go to Target or Walmart early in the morning. I'm not sure exactly what time, but they have reserved at least an hour for them so that they have an opportunity to get supplies that they need. So I think that's really good that they're trying to look out for all of us in the community. Okay. Alrighty, well, I wanted to share, I heard back from the faculty. I sent them an email last night, and I asked, okay, what are some things that you guys are doing to practice self-care? So those of you that have been following me on this, or you've been watching the videos, we've been talking a lot about self-care and ways that we are kind of self-soothing ourselves, keeping ourselves calm, trying not to think about all of this stuff that's out in the world. And so I did hear back from some, and I wanted to at least read some of the responses that I got. Okay, so this one is from a faculty member, adjunct faculty member, okay, and I'm not sure what she teaches, but I won't say her name just to respect her privacy. But she says that she wants to let you guys know that she encourages everyone to exercise at least 20 minutes a day. And I know I've been doing that. I know Professor Joan has been doing that. I'm just going to call you Professor Joan. Sorry. She says, if possible, at least 20 minutes, because sitting on the couch or a chair all day is not conducive to good circulation or mental health. And that is very true. And when you're younger, you forget about those things. But now that we're older, I have to be mindful of blood clots and varicose veins and things. And I learned that because I travel so much. So when you're sitting on a plane for 8, 9, 10 hours, 15 hours, you have to get up every few hours. Otherwise, you could put your health at risk. So kind of treat being at home just like you're on an airplane. You can't be on that couch all day long. You can't be laying in bed all day long. And I know it's tempting. And believe me, you're talking to someone who has suffered from severe depression, and I have been in the valley, and trust me, I can sleep 12 hours. I have spent 3 days in bed before, multiple times. It's kind of a scary place to be, and I don't want you to get to that point. So if you're heading to those dark places, then please make sure that you are at least jumping online and joining us for the live check-ins or doing something. And sometimes just a good walk just to change your environment. On some of those days when I was in a deep depression, what would finally pull me out is just taking a shower. If I could at least get myself in the shower and wash my hair, because after 3 days, yes, that was an accomplishment. And then I could sit down on the couch, and then I had to take it from one step from there. So if you guys are heading into that dark place, just be careful of that, okay? Let's see, what else does she say? Let me check. Oh, it moved on me. Okay, so she had some other great things to share. So a good idea is to schedule specific times for work that can be done online. During those times, do not answer email or text. So having a routine, and absolutely. And my teenager is home as well, and he's a big gamer, but he's already been getting homework assignments, so he kind of just breaks it up. He'll game for a little bit, and then he'll go and do an assignment for his English class, and then he'll take a break, he'll get a snack, and then he'll go back and game with his friends later that night. So I'm kind of impressed. He knows when he needs to take a break and take a rest. So that's good. Let's see. Set aside an hour each day to tackle your to-do list around the house. Because there are always things that need to be done. I did a load of laundry this morning. I need to clean the kitchen. Better get that done. This professor said, so far I've done some painting, weeded one flower bed, and reorganized a drawer. So, yeah, it feels good to be productive. And I'm one of those people, I love to reorganize. Hi, glad you joined us. Okay, other suggestions. Reach out to friends or family by phone or computer to stay connected. And I know Professor Joan talks to her family. They live in another state. I always make sure I call my mom at least every day, every other day. If there's people you haven't talked to in a long time, this is a good time to reach out. And I certainly need to do that. I have former students that I used to stay in pretty good contact with, and now I need to make sure I check in on them. Of course, and I love some of these others. Take a bubble bath, okay? Light scented candles, include background music. I've done that. If I can't sleep at night, a hot bath and some good music, candles, man, I will go right out after that. Try a good book. Yes, and I know some of you mentioned that you are reading some good things, and we talked about possibly different books. Maybe even trying a different genre of books. I've lately started getting into nonfiction books, and there's plenty of self-care books and health books. There's one... there's one book called How to Unfuck Yourself, which I thought was funny. And there's another one, too, and I can't think of the title, but there are some. The Alchemist is a good book as well, absolutely. If you haven't read Elizabeth Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love, this is the time to check out that book, too. She is life-affirming as well. And the movie is good, too, with Julia Roberts, so if you want to see the movie. Try a new recipe. If you saw my personal Instagram post, my boyfriend made lasagna last night, but with vodka sauce instead of red sauce. It came out really good, so that's what I'm going to go eat as my snack after this. Do your nails. I definitely need to do a mani-pedi. Scrapbooking is good. Learn a new skill, and again, I am just obsessed with YouTube, constantly learning new crafts, trying... I love just watching the videos where they try different candies around the world. Have you seen the Kit Kat one? They try all the different types of Kit Kats. You can go down so many of those rabbit holes. Absolutely. And then I know some of you are living with families, and I've talked about this as well. Definitely do a family game night. The three of us, we've been playing Chicken Foot. Are you familiar with Dominoes? There's a game called Chicken Foot, so we've been playing that at night, just to kind of break up our day as well. And even my teenager, he can't be gaming the whole time. He needs a mental break from technology. I need a mental break from technology. Movie night, we've been certainly watching some good movies. Is anyone watching the Lego TV show? It's a family show where they're building Legos. Because everyone is big on Legos in this house. There's tubs and tubs of Legos. And so we're learning a lot by watching the Lego show. Iron Chef, art projects, paint a room. So again, a lot of these very practical, wonderful things. I love this other one I wanted to share with you. You could do, if you are like on a group neighborhood or you know people in your apartment complex, you could do a scavenger hunt and everyone hide an item, okay? So she said they hit a shamrock on St. Patrick's Day in one friend's neighborhood in a window of their home. And it gives the neighborhood kids something to hunt for when they go for a walk or and practice social distancing, but they're looking for that one little kind of clue. So I like that. I thought that was a very cute idea. And I saw on the news a little boy had a birthday, and so people were decorating their cars and streamers and driving by and honking and wishing him happy birthday. So I find all those things are just very helpful. Okay? And I have to share one more with you from another professor, and if I get more, I'll keep sharing them as I get them. It says, I focus on plans, what I want to do when this is all over. And I think a lot of us have been doing that. They say, I come from Italians, we're physical people, lots of hugging and such. I miss them terribly. And yes, I come from a culture where we kiss on the cheek and we hug. So once the social distancing is over, I plan to hug everybody I know. I love that, and I look forward to that, just going and seeing people and just randomly hugging them once we're allowed to do that. Which kind of breaks my heart that Italy got hit so hard with this illness, because they are very social. They love to have, drinks in the evening, and they love to be around, and sing and dance. And I don't know if you've seen videos where people are singing from their balconies just to keep each other connected and entertained. So it is, when you're so used to being so social and around people, and then it's taken away from you. Yeah, that can be. Professor Joan is going to Belize and Honduras. Take me with you. I want to go. Definitely on my bucket list to go see those places. And I heard there are really good yoga retreat places out there, so we could go do a yoga vacation in Honduras or Belize. So, alrighty. Well, so we talked about how we're feeling, self-care. So yes, I need a beach too and a cocktail. I wanted to do some breathing activity with you today. So hopefully you'll join me. Otherwise, I'm just going to look silly breathing over the internet. But I wanted to mention, I'm not a yoga instructor, but I've taken, I just realized almost 20 years of yoga classes and meditation. And I know for some of you, hi Erin, it's so good to see you. How are you? Another professor, and she's amazing. So let's do some breathing exercises together. I don't think we think about our breath enough. And if you'll notice, sometimes when I speak too fast. I have to constantly catch my breath. But I know for a lot of us having stress and anxiety, breath is important. I love it. She's ready for our breathing party. Absolutely. Okay. So, it's not enough that we need breath for oxygen, but you can actually control your breath, how you breathe in and out. And I learned this from another yoga instructor that said, if you think about police training, firefighters, even military. Hi, Sonia. Good to see you. They all focus on their breathing, because when adrenaline is spiking and you're in fight or flight mode, you have to slow your breathing down to keep your heart rate down. Otherwise, some people just absolutely panic. And I remember this discussion came up when we were doing training for the, lockdowns for in case of a shooting. And that's why some people panic, because the adrenaline takes over, you get into very focused fight or flight mode, and you don't have the capacity to have that other kind of thinking. So if you get into a situation where you're highly stressed, breath can certainly help, okay? And I do hot yoga, and let me tell you, my heart rate really can get pumping, and it's easy to start panting, and then you hyperventilate, and so you have to learn how to slow down and control the breath. So let's try some breathing activity here. So when I say breath, so we'll do these together. Think about how you are breathing. Okay, so you're going to breathe in through your nose. So you're going to breathe in, and you're going to hold it for a second or two, and then you're going to breathe out through your mouth. Okay, so think about it almost like a circular breathing. Okay, for musicians, and I used to play saxophone, we had to be very conscious of how the flow of air went into our bodies. Okay, and in fact, think about when you take in that breath, that I actually push my stomach muscles out. The natural inclination is to push them in. I actually push them out. So I inhale, and then when I push out, I push the muscles back in. It's actually counterintuitive, but that's a way that we keep circular breathing going, okay? Now in yoga, we do kind of a ha, an H sound. So you'll see me do this. I'll breathe in. And you want to hear the sound, okay? So, Christian, good to see you. This is our former Alice president. She's on here. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're just starting our breathing activity. Okay, so you're going to breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. You're going to make that sound, okay? There's Daniela. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so we're breathing in through the nose and then make the sound going out, okay? So breathing in, out, okay? And it's supposed to kind of help relax you, okay? So now we're going to add arms to this, okay? So let's do these together. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, and you're going to let your arms go all the way up to the top, okay? So you're going to breathe in through the nose, and you're going to hold it, and then out, like that, all the way down, okay? I hope you're doing this because I feel silly if it's just me, okay? You're going to breathe in, all the way up, as far as you can, and then out. And if you can only use one hand because you're holding the phone with the other, that's totally fine. So I hope you're doing this at least. Okay, so let's try it again. So breathe in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. And then just let your arms float down, okay? Let's do one more in this position. So breathe in, look up to the ceiling, hold it for a second, and then out. Okay, so now we're going to do a second set, but this time when the hands go up, they're going to go out to the sides, okay? So let's try that. So you're going to breathe in through the nose, okay? So, and you're going to look up. Now, you're going to breathe out, and the arms go this side like that. Okay? All right, let's do it again. So breathe in, and breathe out. Okay? And you'll notice when I breathe in, I make almost like a sniffing sound. Yeah, like I've snorted something, but I have not. You want to hear that as well. So let's do it again. So breathe in. All the way to the top. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Your biggest breath. And then out. And you're pushing all that negativity out of your body. Okay, push, push, push. Pushing it all out of you. So you're going to breathe in. Taking in good sips of the oxygen. Hold it. And then out. Okay. And let's do one more. This will be your biggest breath of the day. Okay, so breathe in. All the way to the top, and then breathe out. Okay, and let's just take a minute. And as you look down, just close your eyes for a second. Just kind of keep your hands in your lap. And just kind of feel that energy that you've just created. Do you feel a little bit calmer? Do you feel the stillness? Hopefully you can hear the yoga music in the background. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing yoga. If you've never thought to do yoga before, there are plenty of beginner videos. I am happy to make a playlist for you on the Alas YouTube channel. What I love about yoga is that it is about the breath. It is not so much about all the fancy poses and the contortion, because I'm not that flexible anymore. What it is, it's about breathing and holding certain positions to channel that energy. Okay, so if you hold a position in yoga, let's say we're just do this with me. Hold me simple, just at the top, okay? You take in a breath, Let's do it again. What you're doing is, as you're holding that pose, that extra breath you're taking in is actually forcing more oxygen into those muscles. And if you have areas of tension, you keep breathing, and after a while, that tension will kind of reduce itself. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to slow your heart rate down a little bit. You're trying to get out of that fight or flight mode. And that's what I like about yoga. And yoga is really about your own strength. It's not a competitive sport, although some people like to make it like that. Especially if I'm in a class and I see someone's doing a really amazing pose, I kind of challenge myself of, okay, I have to get to that level, but I know I can't get to it that same day. It's going to take time. So it's a series of subtle stretches, and the breathing actually helps stretch the muscle just a subtle amount, so that the next time you do yoga and the time after that, over time you get stronger. When I first started yoga, I could barely do any of the poses, okay? And if you're familiar with a pose called plank, where you're face down like that, I fucking hate plank, okay? And I have had to, learn how to do it and then not hate it so much, but it's still a work in process, and I have to build my muscles and get stronger and stronger. And then, today, this is what I did 3 days of yoga. Today, I'm actively taking a break from yoga because my muscles are sore and they're tired from all of that deep breathing, so they need time to heal. So when you're super sore, that means your muscles need time to kind of acclimate, and they actually get stronger. So once you push yourself through that soreness, and many of you work out, you guys are so healthy, you already know that. So that's why I like doing the breathing part. There are plenty of meditation apps and things to help you with the breath, and I'm certainly happy to recommend them. The one that I use more often right now is one called Calm. I don't know if you can see it on my phone. It can be a little bit pricey, but I think they give you 30 days free. So if you might try it, but now with everything going on, all these apps are offering all kinds of discounts. But I like it because it has a daily breathing exercise, meditation. There's also lectures on there. There are experts that talk. Now, for those of you that want something that's a little bit more inexpensive, that's free, there is another one. Let me see if I can find it. It's called Insight Timer. So if you go to your app store, type in Insight Timer. It's not the best title, but they too, you can do timed breathing activities, and they will prompt you through those. Yes, Insight Timer is free, so definitely try that one. I upgraded and went to Calm, but they are both really good, and there's really good experts on there. You can even set little timers, like maybe you only have 10 minutes that you want to do breathing or meditating. You can give those a try, okay? So, and also, I also want to mention podcasts, okay? So there's lots of meditation. There's one called Mini Meditations. There's another one that's real popular called 10% Happier, and he talks about how reducing stress and breathing can really help make a difference, okay? All right, so definitely try beginner yoga. Are you familiar with Tai Chi? It's also, you might see a lot of Asians in the park, or, well, not right now, but when we went to Vietnam, we saw a lot of Vietnamese people in the park doing Tai Chi, and a lot of older individuals do Tai Chi, which is very similar. It's breathing, and it's just subtle movements. So if you're interested in that, there are some apps as well, and I like that too because I can breathe and get centered and stay focused before I do anything else in my day. Okay. What else? All right. So that's really all that we had for. We talked about the self-care. I shared with you what faculty are doing for their self-care. I don't know if you saw Professor Jones shared, she did her face mask. I love that. It was very brave of you to do that, by the way. I don't know if I'm quite ready to do that. And so the last part of today's check-in is to do a little Latinx trivia. I've decided to just call it Latinx trivia, okay? Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. So let's do, I have 3 questions that I pulled from the Latino Card Revoked game. So let's play this together, and then you can go off and enjoy your day. Okay, and I actually wrote them out larger so you can see them. Okay, so since you have that, oh, sorry. That way I can hold up the sign. Okay, so here's the first question. And this is based on majority rule. So you just type your answer as you get it. Okay, so it says, who eats first? Okay, so is it A, yourself, because self-care? And I'm just reading exactly what is written on these cards, by the way. Okay. B, it's a buffet, make the line. Okay. C, the women serve the men first, duh. Or D, the oldest in the room. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up. I know under the comments you can't quite see it. Okay, so who eats first? A, yourself, because self-care. Is it B, it's a buffet, make the line? Is it C, the women serve the men first, duh? Or is it D, the oldest in the room? Okay, so what do you think? Okay, Aaron says A for sure. Yeah, self-care, absolutely. Professor Jones says D, the oldest in the room. Okay, Claudia says D, Tandy says D. All right, it looks like D is the most common one. I would have to agree. I would say myself first, of course, if no one's there. And I'm always like, let me just eat first. But generally speaking, we let the oldest in the family go first. So if there's an ama or a grandma or a tia or a tio, an uncle, an aunt, any of those people, you want to show respect and let them eat first. Now, if my mom were playing this game, she would probably answer C, the women serve the men, because that was her experience growing up. She said, my mom is one of, 10 kids, and man, food better be ready and on the table the second Grandpa got home from work. And so he and the brothers all ate first, because obviously there wasn't enough room at the table, but the men ate first, and then the women ate second. And there were never any leftovers, and so you ate everything on your plate because you didn't know if there was going to be anything left for you. Okay? Hi there. Someone just joined. So, yeah. Let's see, make the buffet. I certainly do that during the holidays with my boyfriend's family. Everyone brings a dish, and yeah, we just get in line. But even in the line, we let Dad ate first for Professor Joan. Yeah, my dad too. He liked to be served first. But after a while, I was just like, no, we're all just eating. But back to the buffet line, we would still allow the elders to start the line first, and usually the women first. It's very important. And my mom is always the last to eat, and I'm always like, Mom, sit down, eat with us. Like, stop heating up tortillas, stop refilling. And it's kind of hard to break the... Growing up, Aaron said, yeah, family would be C as well. Yeah, I agree. And, yep, I think we answered those. Okay, so let's go to our second question. I just do 3. So that's a good one. Okay. I hope this is appropriate, but if... Maybe you have family that do this. Okay, I'm just going to say it that way. Okay, so what cures a hangover? Okay. A, menudo or pozole. B, tacos, exclamation point. C, ceviche. Or D, micheladas or topo preparado. I'm not sure what that is. So, Joan, if you know what that is, let me know. So, I'll read them again. So, how do you cure a hangover? My tea is always the last to eat. I love it. So the comments are coming delayed. So how do you cure a hangover? Is it menudo? Pozole? Is it tacos? Aaron says A. Absolutely. Is it ceviche? Is it micheladas? D. Okay, Alexa says D. Claudia says A. Does anyone know what topo preparado is? Is it just a prepared topping or something? I love German A, question mark. I don't know. These accept tacos. What's a hangover? Exactly. So if maybe you have a tio or a tia that maybe drinks a little bit more than they should and they got to go to work the next day, I am not afraid to share with you that in my family, everyone drank heavily, and that's probably why I don't really drink that much, because I saw firsthand what it did to my aunts and my uncles. But every once in a while, I have a cocktail, not to excess, but I might get a little hangover. But yeah, for me, tacos has been the great cure. Barbacoa, some grease, some fat, some salt, a little onion, cilantro, and I'm good to go. Does everyone know what menudo is? Not everyone is familiar, but it's the intestine lining from the animal. Pozole is without that. It's just the hominy, and it's kind of like a spicy broth. It's actually really good. I did not like menudo growing up. I wanted no part of it, and it's funny how as you get older, your tastes get more refined. Sopa de res is good as well. Yeah, why aren't tamales on there? I think I don't know, I didn't make the game, but I've always thought of tamales as seasonal. For us, it's always holiday, like Christmas and Thanksgiving. So, but yeah, tamales would do the trick as well. It's just harder for us to get access to tamales unless I go out and get them. Once my grandmother passed away, her tamale recipe kind of went with her. And it used to take like 3 days because we would just make dozens and dozens of tamales. Sopa de res. Okay, so everyone's saying soup. Okay, yes, absolutely. Caldo, my mom makes an amazing beef caldo. So, and whenever I'm sick, that's my hangover. That's what makes me feel better. Micheladas, which is like isn't it just beer and like clamato juice and salt? What's funny is there's a little taqueria down the street where we live, hole-in-the-wall place, but amazing food. And every Sunday we go for our breakfast tacos, and there is plenty of menudo and plenty of micheladas that are being served. Also, there's nothing wrong with a good Bloody Mary. Okay, I probably should not be promoting alcoholic drinks to college students. So, virgin Bloody Mary. Let's just say that. Tomato juice. Okay, something with a spice in it. All right. Okay, so let's do one more. I don't want to keep you guys too long. And actually, I thought of you, Joan, for this one. I saw this card and I thought, okay, this is the one that I'm going to use. Okay. Clamato with beer. Okay, I thought so. I thought it was Clamato with beer. Okay. Which Afro-Latina actress is Bae? Okay. And I'm assuming Bae is best before all others? Or above the rest? Which one is the best? Okay. So A, Zoe Saldana. B, Rosario Dawson. C, Judy Reyes. Or D, Gina Torres. Okay. Now, I know the first two. Zoe Saldana, I know, has a ballet background, and so she was in a little ballet movie that I enjoy watching every so often. What's it called? I can't think of the name at the moment. And of course, she's also done some more recent films, so I love her. And of course, the Galaxy. My mind is going. I can't think of the name, but the superhero movie. She's in those two. So I love Claudia's like A, maybe. Rosario Dawson. Didn't she do the Men in Black film? I've seen her everywhere as well. Judy Reyes? Has anyone heard of Judy Reyes? I'm going to have to Google her. I'm not familiar. I meant to look her up before I came on here, and I forgot. Christopher says D, Gina Torres. What has Gina been in? Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you. My memory is going. Zoe Saldana was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. And in Avatar, which I only have seen bits and pieces of it. Can someone Google real quick? What has Judy Reyes been in, and what has Gina Torres been in? B is the only one you know. Rosario Dawson. But the thing is, I didn't even know Rosario was Latina. I didn't even think to put that together. That's really sad that I didn't make that connection. I remember Zoe Saldana made a film where she was like an assassin and avenged her family, Colombiana. Okay. The last one, Jane the Virgin. That's right. That's where I've seen a little bit of that show. I don't know. I haven't checked it out. Judy is in Scrubs. Okay. I didn't watch Scrubs, so I love IMDb. I love kind of going down the rabbit hole, looking at what other things actors and actresses have done. Judy was on Jane the Virgin. Okay, well, so fair enough. If you think of any other Afro-Latina actresses that are popular, I know there's more. That's one of the things I had in that TV show, Hentified. Have you seen that show on Netflix? There is one Afro-Latina woman, and I'm like, why is there not enough representation? Oh, okay. Who was in The Matrix, Chris? Was that Gina Torres? Scrubs is hysterical. I need to watch Scrubs. Julissa Calderon. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Alright, so those were my 3 questions for today. So, well, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Julissa is on Hentify, that's right. Yes, and I've seen her in other things too. I just wish there was more representation. We just don't see enough of all the different Hispanic actors and actresses. So, alrighty, well, I'm going to let you go. It's already 2:40 and I need to eat lunch. So, tomorrow, did you want me to do a check-in on Saturday? I'm happy to. We can do more breathing exercises. We can do more games. I can share more topics. I'll come up with something. Things come to me in the middle of the night, but I'm so appreciative that I have professors on here and students and alumni. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Please promise me you will get some exercise today and keep doing your breathing. And if you want, we'll keep doing some breathing techniques together on a future check-in. All right? Okay. Good to see you guys. I will see you later. Bye.